The storm had knocked out the lights, drowned the streets, and rattled windows like the world was breaking apart. Daniel's 8-year-old daughter, Lily, clung to his arm with wide, frightened eyes. As a single dad, storms didn't scare him nearly as much as the fear of failing her. But tonight, something was different. Something was coming, he just didn't know it was love. Chapter 1. The knocking was rapid, urgent, almost desperate. Daniel grabbed a flashlight and cracked open the door. A woman stood there, drenched from head to toe, her hair stuck to her cheeks, her coat plastered to her skin. She looked exhausted, cold, and entirely unprepared for the rage of rain behind her. I'm sorry, she said, struggling to catch her breath. My car broke down a few miles back. No signal. No houses lit. Yours was the first one with a light. I didn't know where else to go. Her voice was soft, but something about her eyes, tired yet determined, immediately struck him. Come in, Daniel said without hesitation. No one should be out in this. She stepped inside, dripping water onto the floor, and winced as a shiver ran through her. I'm Daniel, he added. Emma, she replied. Lily peeked out from behind her father, clutching her stuffed fox. Emma softened instantly. Oh, hi there, she said with a small smile. Sorry if I scared you. Lily shook her head. Daddy says storms sound loud but they can't get inside. Emma nodded. Your dad is a smart man. Daniel hid a laugh. He felt oddly flustered by her presence, something he hadn't felt in years, like someone had nudged an old door inside his heart he thought was permanently locked. He gave her a towel, a blanket, and a mug of warm tea. She accepted everything with gratitude but still had that subtle, weary tension, like she was someone used to being in control, and now everything had slipped through her fingers. So what were you doing out there? He asked. She hesitated. I was on my way to a meeting tomorrow morning. An important one. Her tone gave nothing away, but Daniel didn't pry. Everyone had their storms. Hours passed. The wind howled. Lily eventually fell asleep on the couch, her head resting on Emma's lap, something that surprised them both. Emma looked down at the small child curled against her, her eyes softening in a way Daniel hadn't expected. You're good with her, he murmured. Emma brushed a strand of hair from Lily's forehead. I've spent so long building a life that doesn't have room for moments like this anymore. He didn't fully understand, but he felt the weight behind her words. When the lights flickered and went out completely, Emma startled. Daniel lit candles and placed them around the living room, their glow warming the shadows. You okay? He asked when he noticed her breathing quicken. She nodded, though her hands trembled slightly. Just, haven't been in the dark like this since I was a kid. My parents traveled constantly. Hotels. Airplanes. Boardrooms. I spent a lot of nights feeling alone. Daniel stared at her, this woman who carried herself with such strength, suddenly seeming fragile. Human. Real, you're safe here, he said quietly. She met his eyes. And for the first time, she believed it. Chapter 2. By morning, the storm had softened. Rain still tapped at the windows, but the world felt calmer, washed clean. Emma was in the kitchen with Lily, who was animatedly explaining how to make the world's best pancakes. Emma listened with genuine interest, laughing softly whenever Lily made a silly face or insisted she stir with magic. Daniel leaned against the doorway, watching them. Something inside him twisted in a way he couldn't ignore. Careful. It's just one night. Don't let hope trick you, but hope was already there. During breakfast, Emma got a phone signal again. Her phone buzzed nonstop, calls, emails, notifications. She glanced at it with a stiff expression. Daniel noticed. Everything okay? Emma sighed. It will be. I just have to go back to my real world, I guess. Lily frowned. I don't want you to go. Emma's face softened painfully. I don't want to, either. Before she left, Daniel helped her with her car. She placed a hand on his arm. Thank you for last night. For being kind. For letting a stranger in. Most people don't do that anymore. He shrugged lightly. You weren't just a stranger. She blinked. What was I then? Daniel swallowed, then tapped his chest, someone who made this place feel a little less empty. Emma didn't speak for several long seconds, then she stepped closer. If things were different, maybe I'd stay. But they're not, he said, forcing himself to smile. She drove away. And for the next 2 days, he told himself that was it. A moment in a storm. Nothing more until the knock came again. Daniel opened the door and froze. Emma stood there dry, calm, confident, but with the same uncertainty in her eyes. I should have told you, she said. I'm a CEO. People usually treat me differently when they know. I didn't want last night to be ruined by that. Daniel blinked. You, a CEO? She nodded. But I'm also the woman who felt safe in your home. The woman who hasn't stopped thinking about your daughter's smile. Or the way you looked at me like I wasn't someone made of glass or money. She stepped toward him, voice trembling just slightly. I came back because I want to know what this could be. You, me, Lily. Maybe it's crazy. Maybe it's impossible. But for the first time in years, I want something real. And I think I found it during a storm. Daniel's breath caught. Lily's excited voice called from behind him, Emma's back. Daddy, let her in. Emma laughed, bright, nervous, hopeful. Daniel opened the door wider this time, not for a stranger this time, for possibility, and as Emma stepped inside, as the warmth of the small home wrapped around all of them, Daniel realized something. Sometimes storms don't destroy, sometimes they deliver exactly who you've been waiting for.